Today I am going to attempt to run away with 1 million of NASCAR's hard-earned dollars. Consider this repayment for forcing me to watch the last 3 seasons of short track racing with the Next Gen. NASCAR's very first in-season challenge, 32 drivers going head-to-head matchup style over the course of 5 races. Whoever finishes ahead of the other moves on through to the next round. Eventually, there will be 2 drivers remaining at Indy, and likewise, the highest finishing driver in that race will walk away with the glory of being the first in-season challenge winner. Now, NASCAR has put $1 million on the table for any one of us that can correctly predict all of the matchups. They've got all these statistics for me to go through, but I don't care about that. I'm going to use all intellect to correctly predict a bracket right now. 86 likes on this video, and every single one of us will have a correct bracket. So then we could all expect to see about $20 each. Immediately, I hate this first matchup. Hamster hasn't been good at the new Atlanta. Tie-Dye is begging me to pick him for this race, but there is one thing I feel like I have learned in my 30 years of wisdom. So many of us want to pick the underdog story. How often does that actually happen? I'm running with Ty Dillon! Incredibly difficult next matchup to pick. Not really. I think Keselowski has a lot more speed than Bushy does this season, and Atlanta is the track where he's going to show it. The little Bow Wow will probably hit something at some point. Giggles Logano will use this race as a springboard to another championship, so I gotta go Giggles. Hubba Bubbles, Nintendo DS. Nintendo DS really loves Atlanta. One of the closest finishes in NASCAR history. Okay, now I just talked myself into it. Nintendo DS. At the beginning of the year, the first Atlanta race, Josh Strawberry over here, he was really good. He led a lot of laps. Until very late in the going, he got wrecked out. Anyway, pretty much what I'm saying is I'm going to pick the 21 over John Hunter Nematode. William Clyde coming on strong lately, and I don't believe in a damn thing that Richard Childress is selling this season. Somehow he was able to convince Bushy to return for another season in 2026. Hey, Bushy, I got some magical beans I would like to sell you. Did I even make a pick here? I'm going with William Clyde. I mean, I'm wearing his shirt for Christ's sake. Difficult matchup to select. Bob Ross or the ever-improving Legacy Motor Club. I like Bob Ross's aggressive style, and I think that'll come in handy out at the Atlanta, so it could also get him in trouble. I'm going Thumbman Jones. Ricky will probably wad it with Caution Hocevar at some point in this race. Taco Bell winner from the spring, going Taco Bell. Another one of those matchups where it's like, okay, it makes sense to select Brisk Iced Tea, but what happens when a big one happens and Noah's Ark is able to get through? I'm going Brisk Iced Tea. Free Willy really loves Atlanta. It seems like he's been running really good there. But you got the Ford of Reese's Pieces, and RFK is getting their act together. I feel like I gotta go Free Willy here. There's no way Caution Hocevar survives the wrath of Icky Ricky this weekend. Blanket is my choice. Reddick, Larson, I mean, they both really haven't been doing a whole hell of a lot recently this season. Larson is starting to figure out the draft. I'm gonna go with Larson. Neither one of these guys is winning shit in this bracket challenge. But damn it, I'm going McDowell. For once, I'm actually gonna say Ty Gibbs is the better driver. Zigzag Smith should be pretty solid at Atlanta, but Cinderblock is going to be very solid at Atlanta. The Fords are all so damn good at the drafting tracks, so it's hard to pick between the two. But RFK has the momentumums on their side, so I'm going Busher. That brings us to round 2, Chicago. A track that, well, is it going to rain or not? You would think eventually it would dry out and they would have a dry race at the Chicago Street Course. This is one stupid matchup. I can't even believe that I'm set on these 2 drivers. I should have picked Hamster. I'm not walking back on it. I'm gonna rock and roll with Tie-Dye for the first round. Not now, though. Nintendo DS or Giggles Logano at Chicago? I don't really see a whole lot coming out of either one of them, but I think Nintendo DS will be better. William Clyde definitely knows how to turn right, like real good. There was a point in time he was winning all these races, so he's my pick. There's so much of me that wants to go with like nothing but underdogs, but I know that is going to bite me and not allow me to win the bracket challenge. So I gotta pick Taco Bell here. Very difficult matchup. Brisk Iced Tea, Free Willy on Chicago street course. The Gibbs cars haven't been anything stellar. The only Gibbs car that's been any bit good on road coursing has been Taco Bell recently. If I'm remembering correctly, which my brain is a little bit fuzzy, I'm gonna go Byron. Another extremely I mean, a lot of these matchups are really hard, but not really. I'm just staring at my computer screen trying to figure out who's going to finish ahead of who. Larson! Gibby is really good on road courses. Damn near won Mexico, so I'm going to give him the nod. And Busher won Watkins Glen last year, so he gets the pick over Cinderblock. Easy. This is going to be such an easy one for me. Darb sucks at Sonoma. Nintendo DS has won there. I actually have Nintendo DS making it all the way to Dover. I think William Clyde has some good vibes going his way right now. They're on a string of momentumums. Maybe he can bring back that road course prowess he had at one point over Taco Bell. His choices aren't going to get any easier. William Clyde. Oh, now it's Hendrick versus Hendrick. What have I done? How have I allowed this to happen? Byron will be good, but Larson is really freaking good at Sonoma. He's won there a couple of times, 3 times. It's been a few. Now, how far do I think the Gibby road course goodness is going to stretch? And will the third Bushy brother be able to counter that? I think he will. More often than not, this year, Gibby hasn't been good, so Busher is the way. We have reached the Final Four at Dover. Do I even need to explain that one? Larson, Busher, Dover. Now, Dover is really good for Larson. He's led a lot of laps there. He's won there before. Dover is an awful lot like Bristol, which he dominated. Pretty sure, if I remember correctly, again, fuzzy brain, I was there at Dover last year. I think Larson finished second. Everyone is going to call me a Hendrick Motorsports shill, but it is what it is. I mean, I can't say I'm not. Indianapolis, the championship round. Sorry, champions round. Why not championship? So at Indianapolis, for all the marbles, William Clyde Elliott versus Lala Larson. Lala went ahead and he won the thing, returned to the oval last year. But I don't see the same pace out of him that we saw earlier in the season. He's been there, he's been around, but he hasn't been dominating here the last month or so. I feel a fire burning, like it's starting to come back a bit for old William Clyde, and there's a reason I wore this shirt, man. William Clyde is gonna win the in-season challenge. Tiebreaker, what will the winning driver's win margin be in the final race at Indy? Please enter a number between 1/1000th and 100 seconds. Are you shitting me? You want me to somehow predict what the margin of victory will be? Bitch, I'm gonna tell you what the hell I'm gonna do. So last year's race at Indianapolis ended under caution, so that doesn't help me out at all. Before that, when Steve Harvey won there over Kansas in 2020, the margin of victory was 0.7 of a second. I need a few to go off of to try to generate an idea. 6 seconds. Holy shit. You know NASCAR will throw out a caution late in the going, so it won't be that high. 0.9 of a second under caution doesn't help me. Oh, I remember that one. That's when my 8 mega shit going for the lead. 2 seconds in 2016. I'm doing my homework here. 0.3 of a second. We're gonna do some basic arithmetic here. I'm gonna say the margin of victory will be, my favorite number is 80. So I'm gonna do 80. And I'll put a 4 in there for Jamai. Do I feel good about all of my selections before I hit submit bracket? No, I don't, but I'm gonna ride with it. Ooh, I gotta create a username that will be used for the game leaderboard. Because you could get like points or something or other. No spaces, no special characters. All right, michaelmruczbusiness. That's a good username. I can guarantee nobody else has that. There is my bracket. I can't believe I actually selected Ty Dillon over Denny Hamlin. But down to the wire at Indy, I got Chase versus Lala. Chase coming out on top. I sure as hell hope his back-to-back top 5 finishes aren't some fluky bullshit. Up to what point can I edit this? I'm using my brain. No one is going to select tie-dye, but it's Atlanta, and I think something's gonna happen to Hamster. This is when you really need that sports almanac that Marty McFly had. Anyway, this is it. That's done. This is the video. My in-season challenge bracket is complete. I encourage you all to fill out your own and see how well you do. What do you think of my selections? Who do you have winning the overall challenge? Let me know down in the comments, and we will follow along over the course of the next 5 weeks and find out just how bad my selections were. I'll see you in the next thing that I do. I love ya. Ow! Thank you guys all so very much for tuning in. I'll see you in the next thing that I do. Goodbye!